Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So UEA have partnered with me on this video, which is really exciting because they basically had the idea to get a current student to talk to you guys about what life is like here at UEA in the current situation. So as you all know, this year has been a bit crazy, well, a bit more than a bit. For those of you who are currently looking at which university to go to or whether you want to go to uni at all, you're probably wondering what university life is actually like in the current situation. So I'm just here to chat to you today about my experience at UEA as a student during a pandemic, kind of what I've been up to, what the teaching's like, what the social life is like, everything like that. So it's a really exciting video. I hope you find it useful, and without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that you might be a bit concerned about is how you're actually going to learn at university. So UEA has a blended learning approach, which basically means that you'll have a mix of in-person teaching and lectures online. So depending on what degree you're doing, what course you're doing, you might have more or less hours in person, but the idea is that you'll have a mixture of both. So my hour-long lectures have tended to be online, and these are mostly live lectures, so it's all done through Blackboard Collaborate, and you basically log on and your lecture will start at the given time on your timetable, and the lecturer will be there live and just kind of give the lecture like normal. So they'll normally have a presentation and they'll just kind of talk through the content that you're going to be learning that day. And these live lectures are really good because it gives you the chance to ask the lecturers any questions that you might have, and lecturers have also made a big effort to try and make the online lectures as interactive as possible. So I have a lot of polls that are done throughout my lectures, and also they quite often put up these whiteboard screens, like virtual whiteboards, and you can write down any questions that you have, any ideas you have, and this is all anonymous, which is really good. So that's different to in person. So normally I wouldn't contribute because I get really nervous in front of people, but when it's done anonymously, I've found that I've actually contributed a lot more. And I've also had some pre-recorded lectures, so you can just watch these at any time you want. And these pre-recorded ones are also really good because it means that you can pause along the way, and all of the live lectures are also recorded, so you can go back if you miss anything, or if the Wi-Fi just trips up a bit, you can always go back and skip through and just like watch key bits back if you need to like re-listen to something again, which is really good. And as I said, there's also some in-person teaching. So for example, smaller groups in seminars tend to happen in person, and also any lab work or field work, especially for the sciences. So I do geography, BSc, so I'm part of the environmental science school, and a lot of modules on my degree course have had field work in person, so, or lab work. So at the start of the year I had a couple of labs that were in person, and this is all done social distanced as well, so it's really safe. I'd also like to mention that there is still plenty of support. Even though lectures might be online, you can still get any help from your lecturers the same as what you would do in person, so they're always happy to arrange a one-to-one call on something like Microsoft Teams to chat through anything you're unsure of, or during the lessons obviously you can ask questions then as well, or email. So there is still just as much support as if there was in person, so don't worry about that at all. I've actually got a whole video dedicated purely to online learning up on my channel already, so I'll also link that down below if you'd like to know any more details about exactly how it works and the Blackboard Collaborate program and anything like that. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was socialising, because I know for a lot of you, you're probably concerned about what your social life could look like during a pandemic. I know I definitely was. Starting my third year in September, I was thinking, are we going to even have a social life? So I just thought I'd talk about a few of the things that me and my house have done to kind of keep us entertained and just make sure that we're still having fun. And I wanted to assure you that there are still plenty of things that you can do with your housemates, with your flatmates, or even outside of that with different people adhering to social distancing guidelines. There's still a lot of stuff that you can do. So for example, in our house, well, we've just come out of lockdown, and during lockdown we actually planned a lot of different activities to kind of keep us all motivated and give us still things to look forward to. So we cooked dinner together quite a few times, and this is really nice because then you're all eating at the same time, and it also means that all of the other little jobs like the cooking and the washing up, it's all kind of halved, because if you're cooking all together there's not quite as much to do by yourself. So that's been really nice. We've also had a lot of movie nights, so we've started watching Harry Potter series a couple of months ago now when we were in isolation. So we started watching the Harry Potter films all together, which was really nice. We had like a nice little routine, so we'd have dinner all together, wash up, and then we'd sit and watch a Harry Potter every evening. So that kept us busy for over a week, which was really nice. And recently we've started watching the series Top Boy on Netflix, so that's kind of like our house program at the moment. So when we're all in together, we like to sit and watch that in the evening. So I definitely recommend, if you've got a TV in your flat, just sit and watch a program like that, or even on your laptop. We've had a games night as well, so I brought one of my games from home back to uni with me, and we've also played a lot of card games together, so that can be a really nice way to stay entertained. And especially once you just move into uni, card games can be a really good way to get to know people. We also did a room crawl the other night, and this was so much fun, and I know a lot of my friends have also done this with their houses. So we all decorated a room like with a different theme. So somebody had an under the sea theme, someone had like a beach theme, someone had a Harry Potter theme, and we kind of took turns to go into each other's room, and we'd have like different drinks in each room. So that was really fun. I definitely recommend doing that. And me and my best friend Ellie have also made a lot of drinking games, which has taken up a lot of time, so it's been really fun to make, and then you get to play it afterwards as well. So I definitely recommend doing that as well. I also asked people over on my Instagram what kind of things current first years have been doing with their flats, or just people in my year, what they've been doing with their houses as well, and they had some really good different ideas. I thought I'd share those with you as well. And this was really nice for me to see, because there was a lot of first years that replied to my story kind of saying what they've been up to with their flats, so that was really lovely, and it was nice to hear like firsthand that they're getting on really well. So I'm just gonna like kind of read off some of the ideas that other people had. So one was making your own pizzas. This would be so much fun. You can have like a pizza movie night. Also getting takeaways. We have had a fair few takeaways this year, a lot more than normal, but we're in a pandemic, we all deserve it. You can make a roast dinner with your flat, so this kind of gets everyone involved because there's a lot of things to do with making a roast dinner. Somebody else also said they had a wine and cheese night, and I think this is such a nice idea. Like, it's quite sophisticated, you could all get a little bit dressed up if you wanted to, and yeah, I feel like this is such a good idea, quite classy and just something a bit different. Someone else also said that they did a come dine with me with their flat, so I thought this was also a really nice idea, and you could split it up into smaller groups, I guess, because a flat of 8 or 12 is quite a lot for one person to cook for all of those people. But maybe you could do this in groups, and kind of like each night a different group cooks for everyone. I thought that was a really lovely idea. And if you've seen the Come Dine With Me show, then you know, like, you can do like entertainment, or you could have like themes to your night. So again, it's a really nice way to socialise with your flatmates and just do something a bit different. And then someone else also said they've had study sessions with their flatmates. So again, I thought this was really nice, because then you don't feel like you're by yourself. Or even just simple things like if you're studying in your flat, you could leave your door open, and then people know that you're happy to kind of have a chat when anyone walks past. So the restrictions have changed quite a lot over the course of the last year, but since I've started uni in September, I've still been able to socialise with friends outside of my house. So you can go on walks, or we've still been able to go out for dinner, and the bar was open before the second lockdown, so we were still able to do that. We're also really lucky here at UEA, especially during this time, that we've got so much open space. So on campus there's the lake at the bottom, which is probably one of my favourite things about this campus, and one of the main things that drew me to come into UEA actually. So it's a very green open campus, and the lake is so nice to walk around. It's just such a lovely space to kind of go and relax, and you can go walk around there with your friends. And we've also got a couple of parks that are really close to UEA, just around the corner. So you've got Erlen Park, which is pretty much right next to UEA, and there's a little stream at the bottom of that, which is really nice. And then you also have Eaton Park, which is probably about 5-10 minute walk away from UEA campus. And me and my housemates go to Eaton Park a lot because it's so lovely there. There's a little cafe in the middle, and they've been doing takeaway drinks even throughout the second lockdown. So that was really nice, and especially on the weekend, everything just feels so normal when you go to Eaton Park, because there's still football matches going on and people walking their dogs. They also have a mini golf course at Eaton Park, which is so cheap. I've spoken about this so many times on my channel. It's £3 I think for students, and you can have so much fun on it. Honestly, you have to try. The clubs and societies at UEA have also been trying to make a really big effort to keep everyone included. So I'm part of the cheerleading club, cheerleading dance, and they've done things like movie nights on the Netflix sharing app and like little quizzes and stuff. So I'm also part of Environmental Science Society, and my friends are running the committee this year, and they've held a couple of quizzes and they've done like competitions for pumpkin carving and just little bits and bobs where they can. And the Cocktail Society ran a virtual masterclass, which I thought was a really good idea as well. So there are still ways that you can stay involved with clubs and societies, which has been really nice too. There are still also a lot of great facilities open on campus. So obviously you have the library, which is a great place to go and study. So I go to the library pretty much every day. I find it really relaxing. You can book out little pods as well if you want to proper like get your head down and focus. And yeah, so the library is still open and it's 24 hours again, which is really good. So you can go whenever you want and you can do your lectures there, or you can just like do extra work, a bit of reading, do your coursework there. You can also study in UNIO. So UNIO is like this coffee shop place in the Hive, and they've got like it's all social distance. In the library it's all social distanced as well, but in UNIO they've got like kind of plastic, what do you call them, like plastic wall kind of things in between each pod, so you're all like spaced out from each other. It's all done very safely, so you can also go and study there if you want a bit of a change from the library. We also have campus kitchen, which is open, so you can go and get food, you can go get lunch. We also have Ziggy's, which is a coffee shop on campus. They also do food, so I quite often go and get my lunch there. And the shop is still open for anything, like any bits and bobs that you might need. So the shop is right next to Ziggy's and they've got like everything that you need in there. Studying wise, you can also go to a few other places. So my friends have recently started going to Earlham Hall to study, and this is such a nice building. I've actually never been in myself, but it looks really nice from the outside, and they've been going to rooms inside Earlham Hall. Again, it's all social distanced inside, but I thought this was a really nice idea if you fancy a change of scenery from the library. The safety of staff and students at UEA is also an absolute top priority. So they've been really good at having hand sanitizing stations dotted around campus. You have them in the entrance to all the buildings, and all of the buildings have one-way systems as well to keep everything running nice and smoothly. And testing is also super easy to access on campus at UEA. So there's a testing centre where you can go and pick up your kits right on campus, kind of like in the hub of all the buildings, so that's also really good and super easy for you to get a test if you need it. I'd also like to quickly mention how great the city of Norwich is, and this is just a short bus journey away from the UEA campus. So these are a few clips from a video I filmed a few months ago where I explore Norwich post-lockdown and show you some of my favourite things to do and best places to go. So I'll also link that in the description box if you'd like to see what you can get up to in the city. So I hope this video has reassured you that there is still plenty of stuff to do at UEA and as a student here, and there's still lots of ways to make it enjoyable and have fun. Please remember to like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!